Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for being kind enough to join us today. We supremely appreciate it as always. Your presence is what makes us happen. Remember, we didn't manifest you, you've manifested us. So thank you. Jumping straight to the recap of the lesson number 22. Lesson 22 was about character arc. We were talking about the character arc in the standard definition essentially is about overcoming challenges by the main character and the support cast in order to grow and then overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges. That's what the best storylines slash narratives are all about, whether it's in theater slash drama, or whether it's in literature, or whether it's Hollywood productions, or whether it's your content co-creation. All of them are narratives, all of them are stories, and great stories have amazing character arcs. And character arcs are essentially different name for the learning curve, because the game of life is the game of learning. The best people in the industry, you will invariably find that they are the greatest, they have the greatest knowledge, they have the greatest skill set, or they have had the greatest teachers, and hopefully they are choosing adaptability and humility. But essentially, they are the masters of the learning of in their particular narrow field if they are specialists, or the broader field if they are multi-classing. Either way, they are learning. That's what the character arc is. It's a learning curve. And we said that there are different learning curves, but the most exciting for the storytelling is the exponential function, is when you are first horizontal, then you have inflection point, and then you skyrocket. So from almost horizontal you go to almost vertical. The hockey stick, the famous hockey stick, the exponential function, the one of the miracles on the planet Earth, as Einstein was kind enough to point out. And we'll be talking about the compounding, the compound interest on the compound interest. That's how rich becomes super rich. We'll be talking about that in the future, but this is purely mathematics and it applies to everything, including your acquisition of knowledge and your acquisition of skill set. So you are gaining information, that's a theory, that's knowledge, and you gain the skill set, which is practical application of the knowledge. And we were also talking in the previous videos, in the previous lessons, that the starting points, it's your talent, that everyone has some sort of talent, everyone has some level from which they've started. Our brothers and sisters from the metaphysical community will tell you that oftentimes those talents, these are just the memories and the skill set from previous lifetimes. Now, this is all-inclusive community. We are enlightened entrepreneurs. We don't place logical value on any of those belief systems. We don't say it's true. We don't say it's false. We don't frame it within anyone's scale of ethics. We don't allow, we don't we do care, but we don't place overemphasis over whether you choose to believe it's positive or you choose to believe it's negative, because we know it's just a belief system. The only question we're asking as a community: what is the vision, what is our goal, and do we have upward trajectory, and are we heading in that direction, hopefully all together? That's all we care for. So we don't disparage against any tools, any belief systems, and if someone wants to frame it as such, we are all inclusive community. And guys, this is super important, because many of you have the prejudice towards some belief systems based on your boss script, base operating system script, or based on your past experience. I would gently advise you to be a little bit more adaptable, and start to expand your consciousness, especially as you're going higher and higher, as you're mastering the focus of your focus, however you wish to do it. But many of you have already started meditation. I encourage you, whatever is best for you, but develop your attention span, develop your focus. Your focus will allow you to get where you need to be in life. As you're getting higher and higher, closer and closer to your superconsciousness, or your dormant parts of your brain that you've never been using, however you wish to frame it, you will be more and more aware, and you'll be more open to possibilities. You will not, once again, you will not place emphasis, you don't care whether it's true or not. Your brain doesn't care. Why should you? Is it helping you or is it not helping you? And that's why we'll be introducing a lot of those belief systems which are very outside the overtone window. The overtone window is the parameters of accepted reality by the standards of the cultural zeitgeist, aka the public opinion in this particular framing. So usually in this particular module called nation states. But we'll be going outside because we are enlightened entrepreneurs, we are influencers, we are co-creators, we are life flowers. We learn from everyone, and we don't get overly attached to those belief systems. These are just tools, they're just like stepping stones. When you learn quantum physics and you realize that much of the classical physics no longer applies on a miniature scale of quantum level of the quarks and the electrons and protons, you don't discount classical physics as useless. No, that was just a stepping stone. That's what belief systems are. That's how we are framing it. So we were talking about that the character arc is the learning arc. The most exciting arc is, of course, the exponential function from zero to superhero. It's not the only one. Whatever your character arc is perfect, but your content will be at some stage when you really master your content co-creation skills, will be about narrative, will be about storytelling, and you will find almost invariably that almost always all great storylines, whether it's literature, whether it's poems, whether it's drama, whether it's artistry within Hollywood, they will have a little bit of personality from the script writers and the directors and the co-creators who have made those masterpieces. In other words, all of those different narratives are a reflection of the narrative of one's life, the reflection of one's character arc, the reflection of them overcoming the challenges in order to manifest the reality of those wonderful narratives and make them available. So in other words, every narrative is just a different reiteration of your main narrative, your character arc, the storyline of your learning, your growth, your overcoming challenges, and you connecting with the correct people, with the people who are matching with vibrational frequency or values, as our humanist brothers and sisters would say. So this is it. The character arc is the art of learning. You will always get better as long as you choose to believe you can, as long as you have right knowledge, right skill set, right teachers, as long as you choose adaptability, as long as you choose humility, you will keep going. You will keep growing unless you choose to believe that you can't, unless you choose to ignore lesson number 13, never give up, never surrender, unless you leave our wonderful community of loving co-creators for long enough so those other people can collapse your attitude. Whenever that happens, just come back to us. We will recharge your batteries and we will send you back swinging, because your storyline is worth telling. You're not telling it to us, you're not telling it to your audience. Your stories have a chance of living long after you're gone. So your stories to us, for our community, they are sacred. And if you hold your stories inside, if you allow yourself to leave this beautiful planet without sharing your artistry, I mean, honestly, I'm not capable of fear, but if I would take it very personally. So please don't do that. I'm begging you. Don't hide your artistry inside. Your artistry will come out. Yes, it's about making money. Yes, it's about making friends. Yes, it's about making love. But above all, it's about you being the best version of yourself, and that includes your artistic proclivities and your content co-creation. This is how your artistry comes forth. So please, please, please take it very seriously. Whether you are a humanist or whether a religionist or metaphysicist, you can call it sacred and you can regard it sacred. And if you are a humanist, you can call it mundanely sacred. There are no limits apart from those ones that you superimpose on yourself. So that was the lesson of lesson 22, the character arc explained. Now we will focus about very important part, as now we know what we're doing. We have a vision, we have the modules, aka mathematical systems, mathematical models, systems, modules, which are just mini games within the game of life. These are our businesses, our side gigs, our charities, our political parties. These are ideally the open source. We allow as many gamers to come and play with us, and as we're doing that, that's a vehicle that takes us to realization / manifestation of our vision. Now, in order to get that though, you have your team. So these are the people that ideally, well, your team, you define your team however you please, and oftentimes the members of your closest family will be within your team. But of course there will be many more people, and the closest team is what you define as a team. But then there's another category of people that will come for a ride, and the team, ideally, especially if your vision is bigger than all of you guys combined, if you guys are playing the game of life to the max, then you will co-create that vision. And that's a meme. You send out that meme, and then there's other people coming in and they're adding them to the meme. You see, we've told you, just like happened with Wikipedia or Google or YouTube, all those other social networks, that it's an open source, and you invite people to create their own modules within, and then it becomes something else, something more. It grows exponentially. Once again, exponential function, and it's beyond your control. You cannot control it, because you cannot control thousands or millions or billions of people. I mean, the very notion is beyond insane. I mean, we are all inclusive community, but even by our standards, it's a little bit too much. So if you will be kind enough to strike a balance just a little bit. But essentially, this is what happens, that your vision essentially and effectively can outgrow you guys. So this is super important and super exhilarating, because I've told you guys in the very first lesson, it's not about content co-creation, it's not about financial abundance and financial freedom. These are just side effects. It's about growing yourself, your mind, body, soul / super consciousness, socially, aka connection with the rest of the planet, and financially, learning the game of life, the financial edition, manifesting physical abundance. It's about all those things, but these are essentially parts of your character art, part of your growth, part of your learning. Whether you are multi-classing or you are specializing, which knowledge, which icons, which knowledge, which skill set, which modules do you choose? This is your game of life. Play it how you please. As long as you are maxing out happiness, trust, and freedom indices, I'm down with you 100%. As long as you are doing it, co-creating for the best benefit of the entirety of human experience, I'm 100% with you. I am here for you guys. Remember that. Please never forget. You are not here for me. I am here for you. In whatever capacity I can serve you, it is my greatest excitement. But the people who will be slightly outside of our teams, they are the affiliates, and we need those people. And at some stage, you might come to appreciate or frame your affiliates, the art of reframing, lesson number 9, that everyone is your affiliate or affiliate to be, especially if you are maxing out your game of life, and especially if you focused on creating the modules that will attract eventually billions of players. Whether it's going to happen within your lifetime or not, that's another story. But essentially, you might frame that the team is those people who are already dedicated towards the module, because you have a vision and the module is the vehicle that will take you there. And the affiliates are those who will not be as aligned with your values. They don't share your belief systems, they don't have the same base operating system scripts, but they might be heading in the same direction with your vision. How much aligned they are, there's a lot of plausible deniability here. They are under no obligation to submit to your wishes or to align with you. They are their own human beings. They have their own agency. Their freedom index is as sacred as your freedom index. They are under no obligation to submit to your expectations or to do anything that they're not comfortable of doing. I mean, you should never try to force people to do anything whatsoever. If you have that dynamic in your relationship, you're already doing something wrong. But essentially, it is that everyone who will come along for a ride with your team, but maybe not necessarily they'll be dedicated full time, or maybe they're not fully aligned with your vision, with your module, or your values, these are the affiliates. And you will have to have, if your module is big enough, you will have to have a lot of affiliates, because you will need the ancillary staff, so to speak. You will need the people to maintain it. You will need the people who have the skill set that you and your team don't want to develop, because it's not something that maybe you don't have time, because you are so exhilarated with seeing how that thing that you guys have co-created grows on its own, like it seems to have a life of its own. So maybe you have different priorities. The affiliates will be the angel investors and venture capitals and the Wall Street guys. Remember, we are not discriminative. We are love, gratitude, and appreciation to all. If they want to have their redemption arc and they want to do something for humanity instead of hyper indulging their greed addiction, go for it. Yeah, I'm 100%. I love redemption arc. I love when the black hats are taking off the hats and putting on the white hats. There's a reason why the most powerful storyline on the planet Earth, this original Star Wars, the original Star Wars is not about Luke Skywalker. You see, this is what amazing storytelling is all about. The amazing storytelling is so mind-blowing that you have to literally become a visual director or a director of a picture to realize that there's a storyline nested within storyline. This is what amazing storytellers do. They are just the Easter eggs and the memes and the subplots, all of that. It's just so exhilarating. The content co-creation, honestly, trust me guys, it's just you know, anything that you can do, as long as you're working hard for your fellow human being. Doesn't matter if you wash the floors or you clean the dishes or you prepare someone's food or you're a driver. Whatever you do, as long as you're serving your human beings, as long as it puts food on children's plates, it's sacred for me, and hopefully it will be eventually sacred for us. But if I would say, if there would be a gradient, if I would say that what every single human being should devote themselves, grow your artistry, grow as a human being, and co-create. If you're not co-creating, if you're not influencing, if you're not life flowing, and you are, it's just that it's a spectrum. It's like maybe you are super entry level yet, maybe you haven't spent sufficient amount of time within our sacred community. Don't worry, give yourself time. But if you're not co-creating, you're doing disservice to yourself, your family, your community, and the planet at large, because your story is sacred and it's worth telling, and your stories that you will tell might live on long after you're gone. So the story of Star Wars was never about Luke Skywalker. The story of Star Wars from the very beginning was about Anakin Skywalker. I'm not talking about the free chapters that have been done by George Lucas, the prequels. No, I'm talking about the original three Star Wars, which many people will say that they were the base because they were the foundational basis. It was the storyline that has become an industry in and of itself. You see, this is how powerful Hollywood was, and this is how powerful the narrative, the storytelling, the co-creation is. This is what happens when you create an open source module and it just let it flow and let it grow on its own terms. The Star Wars have become an industry outside of Hollywood because it has outgrown it. I mean, you have had millions of people, the grown men, who have been so dedicated to it, because not just men, women, and children love great stories because they are algorithms. They are copy and paste. Can I use that knowledge? Can I use that skill set? Can I use that behavioral pattern in my life? Can I have redemption character? Can I grow? Can I manifest $1 million in 6 years by co-creating content with my fellow enlightened entrepreneurs? Of course you can, but have you found the right stories to inspire yourself with? And Star Wars was that story. It was the redemption arc for Anakin Skywalker. He fell to the dark side, and then in the end, the power of love was so great that he went back to the light side of the force. This is the redemption arc. This is one of the most powerful narratives available on the planet Earth and beyond. I love those story arcs. I love those storylines. And I'm not necessarily asking you to fall to the dark side so you can wait to the third chapter to have your great comeback. No, no, no. You don't have to necessarily go to such an extent. I'm just letting you know that the great narratives will happen and they will live their own life, and there will be many people who will be having different levels of alignment with that main module, with that main storyline, with the character arc of the composite of the character arc of your team is almost as if your team has a character arc itself, because more and more you start to identify yourself with them. And this is the power of affiliating with affiliates, that once the module starts to live its own life, because it is an open source, it is co-creative, it is collaborative, it is free. largely there is a subscription base, or there are products, there are services, you can sell whatever you wish, but give as much for free to everyone, not just for some. No, the whole planet is your market. They just didn't realize how amazing is your storyline, how incredible value you have to offer to them. They'll know soon enough, trust us. So when that starts to happen, you have the affiliates, you have the people coming from different walks of life, you have the investors, you have the shareholders, you have other directors, you have other content co-creators, you have people who want to collaborate with you, you have people who want to buy your products, you have people who say, hey, you know what, actually I want to buy your company, I want to buy your module because this is so insanely good, I want to have it, your module is so great, I want to have it with my investment portfolio. I want to buy you guys out. That's what Warren Buffett used to do. He was just going in and he was buying other people's modules, and everything was staying as it was before. He was never asking people to change anything because he was already finding the best business models slash mathematical models slash modules in the industries, because it was usually affiliated with the best teams, with the best people. It's not rocket science, guys. You find the best teams, you find the best behavioral patterns, you find the best values, there's a very high probability that they are co-creating the best modules. Honestly, game of life is the game of mathematics. It's just a pattern recognition, and now you have AI at your disposal, so you have no excuses whatsoever. I don't want to hear about your excuses, guys. Remember, one skill that JP has mastered is the art of reframing. Every time you'll be giving me the reasons why you cannot succeed, I'll be turning your objections and selling you back the best version of yourself. If you want to buy it with your focus, your dedications towards development of your skill set slash your storyline slash your character arc, that's up to you. But please don't don't try to turn me to the dark side. It's not gonna happen. I'm highly oriented towards service to others. I'm 8 out of 10 on a daily basis when it comes to my happiness index. I'm highly aligned to the greatest value for most human beings. So, I don't discriminate, I don't judge. I don't judge those people who have collapsed to the dark side. I know they can have their character arc, their redemption arc, and I wish them, it's a great, hey, it's a great storyline. Maybe they're just marketing, who knows. So I'm not going into judgmentalism, but no, for me, I love ecstatic people. I love being surrounded with successful ecstatic people that provide amazing value and amazing content and amazing products and amazing services and amazing ideas and ideals to people. That's just me. If that is the charge, guilty as charged. Honestly, I'm this way, and I'm gonna stay this way if it's okay with you guys. So when the affiliates come, remember, they will not be all aligned with your values, your BSs, and your bosses, and that's perfectly fine. Like we said, humanity is under no obligation to conform to your expectations. Ideally, you shouldn't have any expectations. But what you have to do at this moment in time, when they will be presenting those different opportunities, because when you're really maxing out your stats, when you're really having a lot of buzz, when you really become so ecstatic that you are literally, just like Star Wars, become an industry in and of itself, those will be just, when you were the zero mode of your character arc, the doors were shutting wherever you were showing up. No, we're not interested. Slamming the doors in your face. Once you have the redemption arc, once you went through past the inflection point, it will be other way around. People will be rolling out the red carpet. Oh my God, it's you. Wow, what are you doing here? Please come in. So this is how it's going to change, and you have to use discernment. And this is, once again, it goes back to adaptability, and it goes back to intuition. We were talking that adaptability is a skill set, but it's such a different skill set that it's outside of the column of education, because it's a skill set which cannot really be learned. Many metaphysicists and some religionist people will say that, oh, this is with to do with your alignment with your superconsciousness. I'm not going to say yes, I'm not going to say no. We don't do it in this community. We are open to all possibilities, but please allow yourself to be open to that possibility. And humanist, for our humanist brothers and sisters, guys, intuition and imagination. Einstein, who is superhumanist, imagination is more important than education. Many metaphysicists will tell you that intuition and imaginations are the entry levels of your psychic abilities. Whether it's true or not, I don't care. What I'm saying to you, when affiliates comes, when you seem to be overwhelmed with opportunities, with shall I go this way, shall I go that way? Because the character arc is, if you were have taking the moment to explore that wonderful meme, it is like the Tony Buzan's mind map. It is a little bit like a tree. It is a little bit like a brain cell that it's just spreads all the way around. The dendrites are branching out and they are connecting with other dendrites and other brains with other character arcs. That's how character arc is essentially. And what we did in that artwork, we were doing the mind map of you as a character arc. So mind maps have been created by Tony Buzan, that master of the his meme, his trope was learning to learn. Amazing human being, incredible human being. And essentially the mind map is when you create the central image, which represents a thought, and that from that central image you are branching out, exactly the same as the cells in your brain, the neurons. They are branching out to connect with other neurons. So you are having the main branches, which represents the affiliations with the affiliates, and then smaller branches, that represents the affiliations to affiliations. And that's kind of how it is with your character arc. That's essentially the essence of your life. That's how we'll be doing the storytelling, when we will be utilizing AI to develop those stories. If you guys want to create those short or long-term movies, or you want to co-create with others to do them, by all means, we'll be learning about all of that, because it's super exhilarating movie industry. But whatever it is, it's a little bit following the model of the brain, that if it's your character arc, you are branching out, your knowledge, and you are connecting with the skill set. And the same is with your organization, aka your module, with your team, that you guys are like that one giant brain and you are branching out. And you have the close affiliates and then affiliates of the affiliates, and further down. Which affiliations you will develop, it's up to you. It's of course predicated upon your values, upon your module, and about your vision. You will know when you trust yourself, when you are in a stillness. You will not have to figure this out, because there's many of our brothers and sisters who are still operating on mentality levels. Guys, there's so many billions of variables, you cannot figure this out. Just let go, please. Stop controlling the outcome. The module grows by itself. You cannot predict it. The greatest mathematical predictive model, the greatest AI available to us, it cannot predict it. Your character arc is like Tony Buzan's mind map, that you are growing like a brain, and so is your organization. It's growing like a brain, and you have close affiliates, and then you have affiliates of affiliates, and it branches out. The ones which are closest to you, that's your team. The ones which are closest to your module, to the value that you are co-creating for other people, these are the greatest affiliates, and this is this is your first point of contact. These are the people that you focus on the most, and then it disperses as it goes further and further away from your focus, your concentration, because you are concentrated on developing your team and growing your module as you are heading towards your vision. That's what you focused on. And the people who are the most conducive to that process of the growth of your team, the development of your module, your company, your charity, your political party, and then collectively getting your team, your affiliates, your markets, your content co-creators, your audience, all heading towards your vision, realization of your vision, manifestation of your vision. These are the closest affiliates. Which affiliates to choose? That's the technical, theoretical explanation, but in practical terms, there are so many trillions of variables that it's overwhelming. Always, always, always fall back into listening to your heart. If you're a humanist, you just developing your intuition. The humanists will frame it that, oh, I've trained my brain to read other people's emotional, to read their body language with such level of proficiency. I will know if someone wants to take me for a ride. I will know if someone wants to lie to me. I convince myself that I'm sensing their emotion, but in reality, my brain is just recognizing Pattern recognition again, it's recognizing those tiny cues that the body gives off, that the facial expression give off when humans are misaligned with the highest integrity, when they are not honest with you, and when they want to take you for a ride, so to speak. You will know when you are in stillness, when you are in the presence, when you allow your intuition to be. And as I have shown you just now, as a humanist, yes, you can have those belief systems, but especially to our religionists and metaphysicists, brothers and sisters, be open to the possibility that there seems to be something outside which is not separate from you. And how you're going to frame it, of course, that's down to your discretion. But that's something which is still part of you and yet seems to be separate, whether it's your higher self or your guardian angel or God or your superconsciousness. The framing is up to you. That something will know which affiliations to take. So be open to the sensations, be open to the impulses. Your team will give you feedback, the people will give you feedback. You're open to all the feedback because you are loving and respectful towards your fellow human beings. But above all, be open to your intuition. Your intuition will guide you which affiliation to take and which one to say thanks but no thanks, thank you so much, but we are so busy at this moment in time. We are not saying no, we're just saying not yet, because quite frankly we are overwhelmed with offers of collaboration or co-creation. So please, please, please don't take it on a personal level. It's nothing personal, it's just show business. The show must go on and we must deliver the greatest content to our community. I mean, after all, these are our audiences. They keep the lights on. They are the highest priority. We work for them. So thank you so much for extending us the invitation of the collaboration. At this moment in time, we're not saying no, we're saying not yet. You can be diplomatic, you can be kind, you can be loving, but you can also be assertive, and you can also say that no, at this moment in time, no. And the same thing when you are searching for the right affiliates. Remember that not all your members of your team will have the right knowledge, skill set, access to the right networks, access to the right technologies, access to the right opportunities. Same thing here. How do I find affiliates? How do I find angel investors? How do I find venture capitals? How do I find hedge funds? All those things, we'll be talking about it specifically, but in general terms, you will need hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of affiliates, and sometimes they'll be spread across the globe. When you are scaling and you are opening the offices of your modules, the specific branches of your modules, specific to that market, to that audience, to that cultural framework, you will need affiliates who are already there. That's what multinational corporations do. That's what nation states do. That's what multinational organizations do. That NATO, although I don't know what NATO is doing these days. I'm watching what they're doing. What Russia is doing in Ukraine and Poland is beyond super crazy. No action, talk on. No, no, guys, no. We are peace-loving community. Come on. Hashtag NATO did nothing wrong. No, guys, no. I'm sorry. A little bit of dark humor is necessary every now and then. So follow your highest excitement, follow your passion, follow your intuition. It will lead you towards the right affiliates, and it will steer you away from the affiliates that you shouldn't be affiliating at this moment in time. And do it together. Do the brainstorming. If you want to, if you are on that level of super consciousness and values that you want to meditate as a team, or whatever it is that you want to do together, please do so. And many enlightened corporations, enlightened charities, enlightened companies, and enlightened organizations will be doing just that. Remember, for our humanist brothers and sisters, it's just oxygenating your brain. It's just the exercise of breathing. That's it. You can do whatever you please. So please follow your highest excitement. Be blissful, be joyful, be exhilarated. Stay focused, stay blessed. Mwah, mwah, mwah.